Hey guys, my prison experience. The title, Snitches. They smile in your face. What's up everybody? It's your girl Shala, Promostk, eating good in the neighborhood. And I'm coming today for my prison experience series. Today we're going to be talking about snitches. Yes, snitches. Y'all remember that song? They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. Backstabbers. Backstabbers. They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. Backstabbers. Snitches. We're talking about snitches in the prison system. Okay? I'm just going to be snacking on me some almonds and some pretzels. So if y'all want some, I tried to give y'all some earlier, but y'all welcome to have some. They're good. Healthy little rich snack. All right. So during my stint prison, there were inmates, of course, that would send little trinkets of information to the mailroom. They were like undercover snitches. You know what I mean? Like totally undercover snitches. Now, you know, being a snitch is not one of the supposed code that you're supposed to have in prison. You're not supposed to be a snitch. So what they would do to avoid being singled out as a snitch and suffer the repercussions of that, they would send information, as I've told you guys in previous videos, they would send information to the mailroom. Now, a lot of times they would uncover sexual relationships with prison guards and inmates. Yeah. And again, they smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. And that's the problem. They wanted to take their place. They wanted to be that inmate messing around with that officer, whether it was a female officer or a male officer. Because even though it was a male prisoner, it was a male prison and we had male prisoners, we had occasions where there were male officers messing around with a male prisoner, especially a male prisoner that is known to go that way. So we would get little trinkets of information sent to the mailroom. And of course, sometimes it could be bogus. It's just another inmate just trying to get back at an officer. Or it could be truthful. But either way, they had to investigate it. And see, that's what the inmates knew. They knew that that officer was going to get investigated. Whether the officer was in the right or the wrong, they knew that officer was going to get investigated. So a lot of times it came back that the officer, because thank God of cameras, that the things that they say happened didn't happen. And then there were occasions where they saw incriminating evidence and the officer was escorted off that premises. So yeah, snitches. You know, they say the inmates say they're not snitches, but they are, because they want to take your place. They want to be in the shoe. They want that stuff to be happening to them, but they're not. So undercover, they're snitches. And see, and when stuff like that got around the compound, that was bad news for that inmate. Because once word got out and it came back that they believe or suspected that that inmate is the one that ratted somebody out, when those lights go out, that's all she wrote. And then the next day, you see that inmate, and you pretty much knew who the rat was or who the snitch was, because you would see that inmate the next day, and he would have some obvious bruises on him, a black eye, you know, where he say he fell, and a lot of that happened at the prison, a lot of it, and you like, you know, that inmate did not fall. Whether he was beaten because he was a snitch, or he was beaten because he was just being bullied, or he was beaten because he was somebody's B. Yeah. And you had some inmates that really had a heart, that didn't want to see another inmate abused and beaten, and they would send notification to the mailroom. Again, they're still a snitch in the inmate's eyes. that's being snitched or ratted on, there's still a snitch. But I tell you guys, if you guys have, and I can't stress it enough, if you guys have inmates in lockdown, in prison, y'all check on them. Make sure that they don't feel like they're alone. Make sure they don't feel like they're the only ones there. Make sure they don't feel like they have to suffer and take that abuse. Because let me tell you, if you are in fear of an inmate being sexually abused, being caught up in a situation where there's going to give him more time or he has no out, then you address it with the warden. Because that's the warden's responsibility to take care of those inmates. So if you have a problem, and you think there's a problem, even though the inmate may not be saying anything, because you know that snitch code, then you address it with the warden and say, hey, I want my nephew, I want my son, I want my brother, I want my move to confinement or move to a different facility or something. You have a right out there as family, whether you're husband, wife, sister, brother, nieces, nephew, grandma, grandpa, you have a right to make sure that your relative that's locked up is being treated equally as possible under the law. So if you're in fear or you think something's going on or your relative or that's locked up in prison has become standoffish, not talking, and when you go to visit, maybe not looking you in your eyes or not addressing certain issues, it's time to have a conversation with the warden. And I'm telling you, those conversations with the warden sometimes need to be had or sometimes pushed to the next level. You know, and then some people are like, oh, I don't want to burn my bridges, and then they end up mistreating the inmates, may get treated even worse by the officers or by the staff or by the other inmates. Listen, you know, it's a double-edged sword. I mean, what do you do? If you do nothing, nothing's going to change. But if you do something or try to do something, there's a possibility of changes. So let me tell you, you know, sometimes these inmates are out there to survive, and they will relay messages, they will snitch, or they won't. But if they do snitch, there's repercussions of their actions. It's stressful. I'm telling you, y'all. I know it's stressful for you guys. I know for family standpoints where you guys are, I know it's stressful. I mean, I can imagine because I've been in that shoe. Like I say, I've got uncle. I have two uncles. One that's locked up now. One that has been, and he's a revolving door. And then my brother, he's been locked up. So if we don't start now, should have already started, but if we don't start now, then when that inmate, your relative, gets out, they're going to go back in again because there's nothing there to keep them from not going back in there. So really, really, really try to be that support system outside those walls. So they have something to live for. They have something to strive for. They have something to make them want to be better citizens when they come out, a better father, better husband, better whatever. You know, don't just leave them in there and just out of sight, out of mind. That's what happens a lot. You know, we got a lot of minority locked up. We got a lot of young minority locked up. And to some, it's out of sight, out of mind. And they're just thrown in there to the wolves, and they're just all by themselves. Just imagine being lost somewhere. Just being lost somewhere. And it's dark. And all you hear is wolves howling. And you don't know where to go. You have nowhere to go. And you're in fear of being eaten by those wolves, savage wolves. That's how these inmates feel. It's a terrifying experience. That first day is a terrifying experience. The idea of them being locked up or being sentenced from that courtroom and taken directly in the handcuffs and being put behind bars is stressful. So if you can relieve some of that stress by being there for them, do that. Do that. And if you feel that your significant other, you know your person, you know them. If you feel that there is some type of way they're acting now that they've been locked up, that you know or you suspect, because I'm telling you, that intuition is not steering you wrong. If you feel some kind of way that something you need to do, then you do it. Okay? Snitches. They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. Backstabbers. All right? So y'all, I'm going to end this, but never my love. Never my love. Inmates, prisoners, private prison, Florida FDOC, GEO, CCA, wherever you guys are, if it's in a different state, different county, different country, prison is prison. This is my prison experience series, Snitches. They smile in your face all the time. They want to take your place. Backstabbers. All right? All right, love you guys. And I didn't even eat anything. You know what? Once I get talking, you know, time goes away, and you know, time just goes away. So I hope you guys enjoyed my pretzels and almonds. Natural. All right, love you guys. PROMOSTK. Eating good in neighborhood with my experience, my prison experience series. If you guys are feeling it and you guys like my experiences that I've been sharing with you guys, please share me out. Hit that share button. Copy it and share it on whatever sites you can. I would love to be able to talk to as many people as possible. If you guys haven't hit that red button, that bell to make it gray, hit it now. Become family. And hit it to where you get all my notifications. I post daily, Monday through Sunday, and then Monday through Sunday I post. So check out my playlist. I have gazillions of playlists, so check them out if y'all want to, but I post every day. Thank you guys. Love you. Hugs and kisses. Hugs and kisses.
We have an unveiling of our outro. Check it out.
And for those of you who don't know me, my name, again, is CHRISSY. So I was told and I was asked by one of my YouTubers, Miss Promostk, Eating Good in the Neighborhood. She actually asked my manager, I was in Hollywood, honey, and she called my manager and she said, you know what, I just need BUGE. I need BUGE to do the theme song to my YouTube channel. And I was in Paris. That's where I was, on the jet, heading to Paris. Did I say I was in Hollywood? Sorry, I was in Paris. So you guys, I am going to do this song, and I'm going to do it how I know how to do it, okay? So let's go. I am CHRISSY TV, and I am going to sing it my way for Promostk, okay? B-R-O-M-O-S-T-K. B-R-O-M-O-S-T-K. We're eating good in the neighborhood. 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 You're eating good in the neighborhood. I'm eating good in Hollywood. I'm eating good in Paris. I'm eating good all over the world. So B-R-O-M-O-S-T-K. Ooh, B-R-O-M-O-S-T-K. Toodaloo, honey. I got things to do. I love you so much, Shala and Frank. Goodbye. Drum roll, please. B-R-O-M-O-S-T-K. Neighborhood. B-R-O-M-O-S-T-K. Neighborhood. B-R-O-M-O-S-T-K. Neighborhood. B-R-O-M-O-S-T-K. Neighborhood. Eating good in the neighborhood. Eating good in the neighborhood. Eating good in the neighborhood. STK with Frank. Yes, Big Frank. Promo STK, eating good in the neighborhood. Eating good, eating good, eating good, eating good, eating good in the neighborhood. Promo STK, promo STK, eating good in the neighborhood. Eating good, eating good, eating good in the neighborhood. Eating good, eating good in the neighborhood. Promo STK, eating good in the neighborhood. Hey, hey, hey. I said a promo STK eating good in the neighborhood. Hey, they eating good in the neighborhood. Hey, they eating good in the neighborhood. Hey, I said a promo STK eating good in the neighborhood. Hey, they eating good in the neighborhood. Hey, they eating good in the neighborhood. Hey, get your beer on. I know real dog. Eating good in the neighborhood can't go wrong. Hey, hey, hey. Promo STK eating good in the neighborhood. Hey, she eating good in the neighborhood. Hey, they eating good in the neighborhood. Hey, I said a promo STK eating good in the neighborhood. Hey, she eating good in the neighborhood. Hey, they eating good in the neighborhood. Hey, thank you for your time. CICITY in the building one more time. Eating good in the neighborhood. Hey, 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 hey. PROMOSTK. Eating good in the neighborhood. Eating good in the neighborhood. PROMOSTK. Eating good in the neighborhood. Eating good in the neighborhood. PROMOSTK. Eating good in the neighborhood. Eating good in the neighborhood. Your outro. PROMOSTK. 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 Eating good in the neighborhood.